I'm often asked, Andrew, when is the best time for me to get my second citizenship? I'm going to tell you right now. Hey guys, I'm Andrew Henderson, and here at Nomad Capitalism, we show successful entrepreneurs and investors how to go offshore, reduce their taxes, take part in new boom markets to live in and to invest in, and also how to use second citizenship and even multiple citizenships to expand their options and make sure that they can always go where they're treated best. If you want to learn more about us, you can go to nomadcapitalist.com. And because second citizenship to me is something that's so important for every entrepreneur, every investor, every successful person, and especially in certain areas. If you're a cryptocurrency investor or a trader, you really need this. If you're in certain industries, you really need this. But generally, I think it's a good thing for everyone to have options. And obviously, we talk to people who are, 7- and 8-figure entrepreneurs and people with high net worths. With the way the world is going, with the war on success that you see out there, especially in the Western world, everyone needs a plan B. Everyone needs a safe haven where they can go if and when the country of their primary citizenship is no longer hospitable to them, whether it's for tax reasons, whether it's for some kind of investment reason, whether it's personal freedom, whatever it may be. And so from my perspective, with that in mind, the best time to get your second passport is now. Now, I say that because there are so many different ways to do it. So, for me, it's really an issue of when's the best time when you buy a car to buy car insurance? Well, when you buy the car, immediately, right? You don't wait around. You don't drive the car around for a month and figure, I won't get in an accident now. I'll buy the insurance later. Because if we did that, then everyone would only be buying insurance after they crash their car or house insurance after their home burned down, right? And, especially as entrepreneurs, we like to think that we're in total control. We like to think that we've got everything handled. We're smart. We know what we're doing. And hey, those things won't happen to us. Famous last words throughout history. It can't happen here, right? And I think especially in the Western world, people have not seen some of the stuff that governments are capable of in their lifetimes. Or they've seen it. You've seen a lot, but people kind of brush it off because they figure, hey, well, it's different over there. And so, if you understand the risks that come with being a citizen of just one country, you would look at it as, I don't want to drive around in my car without car insurance, right? And so there are different ways to get a second passport. We have plenty of videos on our channel here where we talk about how to do that. Some of them don't cost a lot of money. If you have an ancestor in your family tree, that could be done pretty affordably. If you are already living somewhere overseas or you'd like to go and live somewhere overseas, that can be done relatively affordably. You can set up residence, you can wait for the clock to run out, however many years are required to be naturalized, you can eventually get your second passport. Now, you want to make sure if you're a successful person, you're doing some tax planning with that. You can move to Paris and get a French passport in a couple of years, but obviously that's going to come with a high tax bill. And so generally we talk about how to avoid those types of countries. There are paper residences that you can go out, establish a residence permit, come back in 3, 4, 5 years, collect your passport without a lot of lifestyle changes required, maybe a small investment. There are fast-track naturalization programs where you can go out and invest in real estate, government bonds, all kinds of different projects and get a citizenship relatively quickly. And then, of course, there's citizenship by investment where you can make a donation, get a passport in a matter of months. I like to look at a second citizenship, again, as an insurance policy. So, if you are driving a 1996 Geo Metro, the insurance that you need is not nearly as substantial as if you're driving a brand new Bentley, right? And so if you are someone with a $50 million net worth, then going out and spending $100,000 or maybe even $1 million on a second citizenship you can get very quickly is probably a good thing to do. The insurance, the risk transfer there is worth it. If you're just starting out and you're a small business owner and you have an Amazon store or you're selling some stuff online and you're making $100,000, well, maybe you want to go out and spend $5 or $10,000 in legal fees and turn on a paper residence. Okay. Now, getting the process started for me is the most important thing, because what I see when it comes to any of this stuff we talk about at Nomad Capitalist, but particularly second citizenship, is people want to kick the can down the road, right? I'll get a second passport when I need it. Well, here's the thing about the reasons you might need it. Governments sometimes act very quickly. We've seen in the United States and in a lot of other countries where literally sometimes during a crisis, they'll go in a back room over the course of a weekend, come out with a new draft bill, and when the draft bill is out, they'll say, hey, if you make any changes to your business or your finances or whatever, we're gonna pass the law and make it apply retroactively. So literally some cases, you have only a matter of days or weeks when the government hatches some new idea to take your money or restrict your freedoms to react. Okay? It's often like bankruptcy. It happens very slowly and then all at once. And so if you're not prepared, you may be stuck. I've seen situations where people have had to pay a large amount of tax because they couldn't react quickly enough to the speed at which the government passed a new law. We've seen in countries like Cyprus and Greece where people didn't act quickly enough and they couldn't get access to their money. So, having your insurance policy in place is important because you never know when this stuff could happen. You're basically taking an insurance policy out on bureaucracy. And because getting a second citizenship also involves some bureaucracy, you never know when other countries may shut down their programs. Now, I happen to think there'll always be plenty of residence and citizenship programs out there, but the goalposts are often moving. The programs that worked 3 years ago may not work anymore unless you got in 3 years ago. Or the investment may be higher and you may be priced out. Or you may not be priced out, but I've seen people where it's like, well, I was interested at 250, but at 500, forget it. And then they go about their lives, and then later something hits them and they wish they would have gotten their passport. So the best time to get started is now. If you can afford to get a fast-track naturalization passport or a citizenship by investment where you're putting out a decent amount of money now and the passport comes back to you quickly, I would do that. If you don't have the capital to do that, go out. We work with different residence programs where, again, legal fees are not that high. The investments required, if any, are not that high. You get yourself on the path to some kind of second residence that leads to second citizenship, and often you can do that without making any or at least making dramatic changes to your lifestyle. So if you can't afford to get the passport in a couple of months, at least get yourself on track to where within the next 5 years you're going to be entitled to apply for a passport. Because again, not only could the programs become more difficult, but the reasons you need one could sneak up on you. And so again, it really is about planning for when's your house going to burn down, when's a drunk driver going to crash into you. You don't know. You want to be covered. You want to be prepared. Having a second citizenship can benefit you in that if you like that country, you can go and live there. They have to let you in. Maybe they have a good tax policy. You can go and live there and take advantage of that. Maybe you just like going and living in the place, and maybe you want to have a point of pride of being a citizen of a country that you like, or maybe you want to send your kids there, or get the health care there, or use the school system there, whatever. But in addition to all those active benefits of a second citizenship, it can also be used that at the moment you need it, you're ready to go no matter what happens. And that's why I say the time to start is always now. Even if you're going to wait 5 years, that time is going to pass anyway. It's best to start the process now. How can Nomad Capitalist help you? 4 ways. Number 1, subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell to make sure you get our new video every day. Number 2, get a copy of Nomad Capitalist, the book. You'll learn a lot of my personal experiences over a dozen years of studying this stuff, as well as exactly some of the strategies that you can use to build your Nomad Capitalist plan. Number 3, if you're not sure where to start, but you want to come and learn from my team and I, you want to come and mingle with like-minded people, learn more about our live conference, Nomad Capitalist Live. It's coming up soon. And number 4, if you want some help right now because you've got a burning issue, you need something solved, you want to lower your taxes, get a second passport, or build the Nomad Capitalist lifestyle of your dreams, go to nomadcapitalist.com and click on Become a Client.